Wee, Southern National was a fun one. Definitely looking forward to not having to go back for a while. Hopefully, it's not going to be on any of my calendars anytime soon. This was my most frequent race experience, to be frank. I kept thinking that it's, oh no, we're going to have a good race here. But no, every single session was an ARCA Break Weekly episode. And it just, this one incident might be particularly bad, but this seems exactly how this race went every single time I booted up into a session. And so that was incredibly frustrating, and getting a good race here was really hard. And by good race, I just mean not even like running clean is an exceptional race, but a good race here, not being taken out by somebody, not having some stupid pile up, catch you off guard, or anything like that. So this was as close to a good race as I think we were going to have. We pulled off a couple second place victories. We did not secure a win here this week, and that was real frustrating to me. Boom! There's the big issue for the session. That 8 car takes us out, and that teal car just keeps driving. That was fun, and so we find ourselves about 3 seconds and counting now from the leader lapping us. And once the leader down to 2 seconds, just under 2 seconds, and I know that once the leader gets around us and laps us, our race is over. It'll be pointless. And so I just keep moving, and I keep him behind us, and I keep the gap growing, and it works. I'm able to start hunting down the drivers in front of us. Here's the 8 car, lets us go this time as lapped traffic, but we now find ourselves on the lead lap, the last car on the lead lap as of right now, and in 10th place. So this is definitely a salvageable race. There's something that can be done. I knew from qualifying that I was very fast here in comparison to these other drivers, and I know that I can keep that pace and keep it clean. So I'm just doing that and trying to get around these guys. This 87 car in front of me, or I guess he's the 15, really, Jamie, I had a real hard time getting around them. It was having really to clear everybody else before being able to clear them, and clear them with them, and clear the others with them. Sorry, confusing speech as we go, but yeah, this race was I think an iconic short track, though. It does lower my expectations for Bristol. Bristol is the second to last race of the season, and I was very, very, very excited about Bristol just a couple of weeks ago. But now after Southern National, I'm very nervous for Bristol, especially considering, once again, how much I was looking forward to it and how awful ARCA drivers are when it comes to short tracks. But that being said, I did, as the week went on, my races were worse and worse because I just kept getting put in lower and lower lobbies because I just kept getting taken out and having bad finishes, lower finishes, DNFs even, and my I rating took a pretty significant tank, put me into some lower splits. There was even some period of time, I think in this week for Southern National, that I was below 1,000 SOFs, and that was pretty awful a racing environment. Hated that. And so we're looking forward to, now that we've moved on a bit, having some better quality lobbies, so to say, some better quality races and better quality drivers against us, and that's working to our benefit already. And so by the time we get to Bristol, maybe we can be past the tipping point, and we could be with lobbies that are more likely to be clean. At least that's the hope. Who knows if we can deliver. But we're getting to the point in the race where things kind of lull. We're about halfway through, lap 26 out of 60, and things kind of spread out. And you get to this point where the traffic has worked itself into this homogeneous mixture where it's not separated based on positioning, but we're separated based on this weird pace order through different positioning. And then things like what we just saw in the rearview mirror start to happen. Cars start taking each other out, and then the pace gets kind of broken up. But here we have ourselves sitting at the back of another gruppetto. One position of this group is in the podium, and I'm trying to see who's in front of them to see where these positions end, to see if maybe we can get up to second place, not even just on the podium. But we've got some cars to work through from here and then. Used the bumper on the 17 there a little bit accidentally. Could have taken more advantage of it if it was intentional. And especially here on the outside, it seems like they should have not given us as much room here as they did, but maybe they were thinking we were overly aggressive, which is a good thing to think when someone, you know, hammers you or bumpers you through a corner. But now it just opened ourselves up to be able to move through the field a little bit more. And that we do. We see a second, I believe that is, oh no, it's the same guy. I think I either keep running into this guy or keep running into that skin. That livery rather, that Phantom Menace themed livery. It's getting a little popular. But anyway, we find ourselves back into the podium with 20 laps to go. It's a good position to be in. And then finally we see that second place is only 5 seconds up the road. And we're doing well on pace here. We're doing well, even better on tires. Tires didn't seem to be a factor here at all in 60 laps, which was shocking to me. Obviously, lap times did get slower, so that wasn't the issue. But I was expecting there to be a significant amount of wear and difference between capabilities on the short track between the beginning and the ending of a stint. And that just wasn't an issue. I felt very confident on these tires throughout the entirety of the race. And I loved that. And that was a huge surprise, so it was nice to be able to do that. But it didn't seem like everybody else was able to have that confidence throughout the entirety of the race that I was. And I don't know if it was just confidence, just that, or if there was a reason. So you can see that car ahead of us. Seemed like maybe they were a little tight through that corner, right? Or maybe are they just entering a little too hard over driving. But you can see they're not really getting down or sticking to that line, and so I know that there is an advantage here with my car on them, and maybe it's just my car, maybe it's me, but I know there is an advantage to be had on this car, and again, even wider. I'm starting to think it's a skill issue, but at the same time, it does seem to be like a thing that occurs throughout the pack, except for whoever is in first place. That usually drives away from everybody. And who knows, maybe it's just a damage thing, right? We've all been involved in accidents at this point in the race with 10 laps to go, a little bit more, 12 laps to go. And boom, that guy is going to lose it. And luckily we're able to get around before they come right back on top to the track and take other people out. And so we find ourselves up into second position with 2 laps to go. It's an easy skate home from here. We didn't see that guy in first place. He got off our rear bumper, but we did not run into him. So this does seem like the highest possible finish we could have had. It seemed like the best race we were going to have that week, but I'm happy to have moved on. How did you guys do at Southern National this week?